Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mastery Monday, where every Monday I'm going to be talking you through some of the challenges that we're seeing when working with B2B sales reps and sales teams so that we can give you some of that training, some content to go and overcome those challenges and improve sales performance. Now, in this episode, I want to talk to you about upskilling your team. So this is going to be for frontline sales managers and just in general sales leadership. Okay, I've shared this kind of framework I'm going to take you through today with hundreds of sales leaders in the last 4 to 6 weeks, and the feedback's been really positive. So today what I'm going to cover is 3 exercises that busy frontline sales leaders can be using to upskill their team and solve their actual problem in B2B sales. One of the things that we seem to think sometimes is that our tech stack isn't right, or the market's unfair to us, there's no budget available, we've got missing capability. And all those things are frustrating. They're not the problem to your revenue goal challenge. The problem is nobody gets a degree in B2B sales, and most of us spend most of our career trying to figure this thing out. And the problem is most sales leaders are really busy, like I was when I was a VP of sales, pulled left, right, and center into cross-functional conversations. Probably some of you are still selling like I was. And most of us have never been trained ourselves on how to close skill gaps. We don't know how to run an effective training program, run a really good coaching session, enable our salespeople, run reinforcement. So today, I'm going to give you some strategies if you're that busy leader like I was that can actually help you create a team of high-performing salespeople. Also, wait to the end. I'm going to give you a really exciting use case that you can use with AI to actually scale coaching. I'm going to jump into the 3 exercises and then the AI use case at the end. So let's jump into it. So I'm just going to come across here into exercise number 1. So I call exercise number 1 Mastery Monday. It's like what we're doing right now. So what you want to do is pick a rep on your team that's really, really nailing it. Let's say, for example, they're doing really great deep discovery. There's good deal qualification, for example, and you've seen that as a problem in your team. I want you to pick the rep that's absolutely crushing it and then give them this really simple deck framework, okay? We want to delegate this to the people that are crushing it, okay? So what's the skill? Why does that skill matter? How do you execute it? Here's an example of me doing it. And then let's practice together, and that person's going to run and host a kind of a role play session in groups, okay? So name your skill. Could be, I don't know, quantifying impact. Why does it matter? How do you do it? Here's a gong recording of me doing it live with a prospect last week. And now here's a slide talking through a role play brief that we're all going to practice so we can actually apply this training. Because as a sales leader, this doesn't require very much of your time at all. Maybe you need to look at the data, pick a rep, give them this, maybe give them some coaching on how to do it, maybe push them in the right direction, and then just make sure that the conversation happens, right? So step 1, pick a rep. Step 2, give them this kind of framework here. Step 3, run the session, record the session, upload the session to your LMS. This is fantastic content for ramping up new reps. Like a lot of sales leaders tell me they don't have much sales training. That's why they bring us in. Well, actually, you can curate your own just by following these little strategies and these little templates. This is also really good for reinforcement training because it's now in your LMS and it's recorded. Guess what you can do? You can either chop this up into like mini session kind of videos and push those into Slack every day, or you can just take that 30-minute recording and again, just drop it into a channel and ask everybody to rewatch it and then give you their feedback on it to make sure they've done it. Okay, so that's exercise number 1, Mastery Monday. Exercise number 2, one of my favorites, is group role play. So what blows my mind in sales is that we practice on our prospects, not on each other. What day is today? Saturday when I'm recording this. So it's F1 weekend. So Lewis Hamilton isn't waiting till Sunday to get in the car and practice. He's been practicing on Friday. He'll be practicing this morning in FP3. Then he'll be doing qualification. He'll be looking at the data in the simulator, working with the engineers to fine tune it, right? Why don't we do this in sales? Like, we all know that sales is about skills. Why aren't we practicing and working on those skills instead of just rocking up to a really important meeting and messing it up? So this is a great exercise for your team. Okay, so step number 1 is prep the team. On a Monday morning, I want you to send them a brief with the meeting invite. It goes a little bit like this. Hey guys, hope you had a good weekend. on Wednesday, we're going to be doing our group role play session. I've sent you all a meeting invite for 4 p.m. Please, can you accept it? The next thing I want you to do is pick an upcoming discovery call or an upcoming demo or an upcoming negotiation, whatever it is. Let's say it's discovery. And what I want you to do is pick that call, and I want you to build your call plan ready for that discovery call. I want you to email me a copy of that call plan by close of play Tuesday. The reason I suggest this is, one, it forces them to actually prepare, which most reps don't. And two, this is a coaching opportunity for you. If you get a really weak call plan, guess what I'm doing? I'm jumping on a Slack call, I'm jumping on a Teams call, whatever it is. And I'm like, hey, James, I'm looking at your call plan. I'm not seeing any like compelling POV. Doesn't look like you really understand their business. We've not prepared any customer stories. These are quite generic discovery questions. They're not really targeted at the buyer persona and their current state. What do you think we should do differently, right? So there's a good coaching opportunity there. And then what happens is, so you've done that exercise, step one. Step two is you jump on the call on Wednesday, at 4 p.m. and you're going to pick 2 reps at random. This is going to make sure you might know who you're going to pick before that, but they shouldn't know, because if they know, then they're not going to prepare. So they should feel a little bit nervous that they're going to be picked out. They want to make sure they do a really good job. Okay. So rep number 1 is going to play the role of the AE. Rep number 2 is going to play the role of the prospect. And then all of your other reps are going to sit there and observe, and they're going to use my 3x3+1 framework, which is they write down 3 good things, 3 not so good things or areas for improvement, and then what they think that one thing could be that would make the biggest difference to that seller's sales conversation. And then you, as the sales leader, you're just sat in the background watching this all happen, and you're picking that one thing for your rep to improve. Now, while this is happening, don't be doing emails or updating the board pack or whatever. You're setting a bad expectation. So you need to be present as well and get involved in the conversation. And then step 3, little trend here, run the session, record it, upload it to the CMS. Again, this is great for ramping up new reps. It's also great for reinforcement. So that's exercise number 2. Okay, cool. Exercise number 3. By the way, we're going to put this onto YouTube. So if you're listening to this on our podcast, on Spotify or Apple, and you want to kind of follow along, head over to YouTube. You better find this and watch along as well. Okay, so exercise number 3 is collaboration. So it's going to help you from like activating top of funnel, for example, loads of other use cases, but let's use like prospecting as an example, pipeline generation. So what I want you to do is pick a target account. Let's say I'm trying to break into IBM. Okay. One of the reps picks an account. Everybody jumps on a call on a Friday afternoon when it's quiet. And then I want you to ask them this one question before you kick off the session. Hey, why should this account meet with us now? And I really want you to emphasize the why and the now, because if we can't identify and answer that one simple question, we're probably prospecting into an account at the wrong time. So our message isn't going to resonate as much. And that's why sales conversion rates are so low these days, is because customers have got hundreds of problems they need to solve. This isn't a priority for them, but we think it is. And there's this big disconnect. So this is probably going to be a good qualification opportunity to reinforce what that looks like. And then step number 3 is 2 actions. Now we've had that conversation. Let's say you've got 10 salespeople, 20 salespeople, 5 salespeople, whatever it is. Everybody's going to stay on that call, but go on mute. Doesn't have to, but go on mute. And they're going to go now and spend 5 to 10 minutes researching IBM and writing a prospecting email or a prospecting LinkedIn message to book a meeting with that prospect. Okay. And then you're going to get everybody to come back and do 2 things. You're going to ask them to share where did they go to learn their point of view and do the research. And 2, share the email. Now, why do I recommend doing this? Well, one of your top performers might have found somewhere really great to go and look for research and find a really compelling reason to reach out. And that's why they're booking loads of meetings. But nobody else knows about that. So this gives an opportunity for you to kind of foster that culture of like collaboration and sharing and like knowledge share and things like that. So they might bring it up and be like, I've never heard of that before. I'll go check it out afterwards. Or maybe they could do a little demo of how they actually did it there and actually train your team as well at the same time. The second thing is that person might be absolutely crushing on outbound email. And now they're going to be able to see the framework. This is how they open it. These are the subject lines they use. This is the body. This is how they talk about pain. This is how they talk about positive outcomes with evidence using storytelling. These are the call to actions they use. They don't put any links. They haven't got a Calendly link in there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it can be really, really powerful for just sharing what good looks like, especially with a team full of, with a team of people that maybe are struggling. And then you probably guess the last step, record, upload, LMS thing, perfect for ramping, good for reinforcement. So those are your 3 exercises. The thing that I'm super excited about, I've been really geeking over this for the last 10, 11 months, is building out custom GPTs. We call them AI sales assistants. I think we've got like 30, maybe 40 of these now. This is Discovery Coach. So we've got Cold Call Coach, Discovery Coach, Email Coach, Demo Coach, Ghosting Coach. We have some for Medic when we're doing Medic training with sales teams. We're using for reinforcement, and then loads of other things. And the cool thing about Discovery Coach is when I was a busy sales leader selling, running a team of 8, 10 people, board executive responsibilities, recruitment, onboarding, everything. It's tough to get in there and listen to a 45-minute discovery call or an hour's demo or whatever, especially when you've got to pause every couple of minutes to take notes. It ends up doubling the time of the call. So what you can do with my Discovery Coach, and you can build these as well, just reach out if you need some support. But I just hit Coach My Discovery Call. I drop in a transcript of the discovery call, and then within like 15 seconds, it scans the call using my discovery scorecard that I use when I'm coaching reps. And it starts to identify all of the different key components of the call, gives them a score, gives them a definition and a reason for why they scored that. It rolls a score up, gives them a total so they can see how they are performed over the whole call as well. And then it gives them like a recommendation. So this is what you did really well. Let's reinforce that. Keep doing this. These are really good behaviors. What we noticed was this, and this didn't happen. We believe it's critical. This is what we'd make a recommendation on. And then it asks the rep if they want to build a 30-day coaching plan. So if you were doing this for your reps because you're busy, you would say yes. And it's going to give you a 4-week breakdown. Week 1, do this. These are the activities. These are the measurements of success, so on and so forth. So that you could literally now, like if I was a VP of sales today, I could coach 100% of my reps discovery calls because it probably takes me maximum 3 to 5 minutes to run that process. And if I start to spot a trend over time with one seller, I'm going to roll all that context together, hop on a call, give them some feedback. So you might do that just on a one call by call basis because you see something and you want to crush it really quick. But there's no excuse now. Like AI should be empowering our frontline sales leaders to be able to coach 100% of sales conversations because the AI will do the heavy lift for you. It's not going to do 100% of the job. It still needs a human being to then look at that, connect the dots, right, override it at times. But it should do 80%, 90% of the heavy lift for you so that you can really scale coaching and make sure you're closing your seller skill gap. So I hope this was a helpful episode of Mastery Monday. If you're a sales leader listening to this and you've got any questions on how you can do this with your team, like I said, just reach out. Happy to help, happy to give you some ideas, happy to kind of run a strategy call. If you're a sales rep, you can do a lot of this, just take it off your own kind of back and, make it an initiative in your team. Like the collaboration one, this is something you can do with other AEs or other SDRs. The group role play one, again, you can arrange this. It's not like a lot of hard work. Mastery Monday, like if you're a rep and you want to step up and be a manager one day, then you're going to have to do this stuff with your team. Your job is to make your team elite, right? So why not practice and get familiar with that process and even see if you like it? You might run through these sessions and go, do you know what? Like, I'm not really excited about doing this kind of stuff. Maybe I'm not going to love the sales leadership role. I don't know. Like, it could just be a good opportunity to dip your toe in the water and see what it's like to train and coach people. You might not like it. You might want to be an IC forever. So yeah, hope this was a helpful episode of Mastery Monday. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week for another episode. Have a great week.